Another tweet from Charlie Intel. The current rumors on the COD schedule are 2025, Treyarch, new Black Ops game that is a sequel to BO2. This is shocking to me, actually. This was tweeted on January 6th. And Charlie Intel, as far as like reputable leakers go, is fairly reputable because usually he does not report on anything unless someone else has reported on it first. And also he already knows that those leaks are likely true. Then he's allowed to tweet about it. So this is likely accurate, or at least accurate in terms of what Activision is planning as of now. Plans do change. That's why we never got that snow BR map. Because like at the time that was leaked, I forget the name of it. It was the case that Activision was planning that, but the leak turned out to not be true because Activision changed their minds after the leak happened. 2025 being another Treyarch game is kind of crazy to me. I don't know what to make of that. The reason that's weird, by the way, is typically what COD has done for the past couple decades is Infinity Ward year 1, Sledgehammer year 2, Treyarch year 3, Infinity Ward year 1 or 4, etc. And it repeats so that each dev team has about 3 years to work on their game. So the reason this is weird, of course, is because 2024's game was Black Ops 6 by Treyarch. So 2025, the very next year also being by Treyarch, is a little weird to me. I don't know what to make of this. I have a couple thoughts though. One, we might be doing another Modern Warfare 3 type beat, meaning it is a so-called remaster of Black Ops 6. So the UI stays the same, the guns stay the same, or not the guns stay the same, but they release new guns, but not that many. They integrate BO6 guns into BO7, we'll all call it for now. And then we get like a bunch of remastered maps. So maybe a bunch of the BO3 maps, probably not because there was wall running. A bunch of the, I don't know, BO2 maps or BO4 maps is like the only map pool. And some people complained about that, but we loved it because it was very polished and worked really well and was not very buggy. That's one possibility for why Treyarch's doing it again. Any other possibilities? I can't think of at this time. Pretty weird. And then 2026 is supposedly, according to these rumors, a new Modern Warfare title from Infinity Ward. It'll suck balls because Infinity Ward's a terrible dev studio. So that's guaranteed. I already know that if it's Infinity Ward. And then 2027, Sledgehammer Games, a new Call of Duty game. Okay. So who knows what that'll be. Hopefully they stay away from World War II, for God's sake. Maybe a new IP. Treyarch has Black Ops. Infinity Ward has Modern Warfare. Let's get a new IP in the mix. That's Sledgehammer exclusive. That could be fun. That could be cool. What would not be cool is doing another campaign mission where I storm the beaches of Normandy for the 300th time. I'm over it. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this? Mainly on the Treyarch thing, I guess on all of it, but mainly.
Well, I mean, we knew this. We've talked about this a few times. It was always going to be 2 years of Treyarch, and next year was going to be that's what it is. It's like an MW2 to MW3 type thing, and because we've covered it and we talked about the articles where they said, or for the leaked articles that were basically like, next year will be an expanded version of Omni Movement, and that's why.
Oh, okay.
Supposedly, a lot of these maps are coming back is because there's some version of wall running in the game, and that's one of the new Omni Movement mechanics. It's not gonna be like jetpacks or anything like that, obviously, but just expanded on the whole Omni Movement thing. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say. The Infinity Ward game will probably suck a lot. I am excited for Sledgehammer's own game again because I don't know. It feels like they've really stepped it up. But also the last game they made themselves was Vanguard, and it was really, really bad. So who knows? 'Cause they did a great job last year, actually. But the game they base it off of was a game they did not make themselves. So they essentially just took what they knew was a bad game and they fixed everything with it.
Yeah.
So interested to see what they do. We also don't know everything behind the scenes. Maybe for some reason Activision wanted a World War II era game. There's a good chance Sledgehammer is like, we don't want to fucking make this, but Activision's like, no, we need to go back and try World War II again, see what happens. And then that's why Sledgehammer, everything that was in the game, like all the attachments and stuff, obviously they had to make it feel like a modern game still. So it didn't feel like a World War II game, but that marketing alone just completely killed it. So,
yeah,
we don't really know what went behind the scenes there, if it was their fault to design that game or not, but I'm excited for their own their own game, honestly. Because the only thing that I thought we were going to get 2 years of Infinity Ward too. I thought that's what the leak was, that we were going to get Infinity Ward is basically going to be 26, 27. But yeah, so that, because we had said too with the Treyarch game next year, I think we had talked about and joked like, oh, at least at that point, the game will probably be good going into year 2 because they'll figure everything out. It'll be like MW 2 going to MW 3. They'll finally fix all the bugs, and then basically we'll have a slightly better version of the game next year.
That would be cool.
They have a year to fix the bugs, man. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just, I just wish I knew, because like there were a lot of problems, you know, a couple of years ago, like Warzone and multiplayer and zombies and everything, every single facet of the franchise. But I knew very clearly what dev studio or studios were working on what, but now I don't, and it bugs me. Because, like, again, multiplayer in BO6 and zombies in BO6 have their issues, but like we said, and I stand by it, this is the best year of multiplayer for unranked ever. It's so good. It's not perfect. I don't like the specialties thing, ultimately. The hit reg is Treyarch, which is to say terrible. Too much penetration, bullet pen. But like everything else is like quite good. I mean, the maps suck a lot actually too, but now there's Nuketown, so I don't really care. But like Warzone's a complete disaster, obviously. And Treyarch is responsible for some of that. I just don't know how much. But it's obvious because you're playing on like Treyarch like servers with Treyarch like hit reg, and it makes sense because this is a BO6 integration into Warzone. BO6 guns, Omni movement, UI. So obviously Treyarch has some role to play in Warzone's issues. I just wish I knew how much.
Yeah,
I really do.
They certainly have a role in it. Yeah.
Because then I could appropriately brace myself for 2025 being Treyarch's game if I knew what exactly that would entail for Warzone. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like I don't know. I think most of the blame is still on Raven because they've been just radio silent. And when they're not, they lie. So
they have been, but it feels like a Treyarch game.
But so it does feel a lot like
it's easier to blame Treyarch almost for me. All of the bugs not being fixed and everything, I think that's all Raven, but a lot of just the feeling of the game is Treyarch. Like, yeah, there's no denying the hit reg. That's Treyarch had something to do with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Because no other studio makes it feel that way. Not even close.
I agree. Yeah. That's hit reg is best in iDub games. Sledgehammer, it's usually pretty okay, but not great. And then Treyarch is always the worst, the absolute worst by a lot. And then there are other differences we could talk about, but I actually like the feeling of Sledgehammer games the most. I don't like something about their UI, the hit reg, or excuse me, the like hit marker sound, time to kill. Generally, I like Sledgehammers the best, actually, which is very uncommon, but this doesn't matter. So anyway, moving on from that. So those are interesting rumors. We'll see if they're true. But again, like I said at the outset, Charlie Intel usually does not report on some kind of leak or rumor unless he also knows that it's true or likely true. So
yeah,
it's pretty likely that those are the case.